remember getting throttled by ad back in 2011. I'd been with them since the iPhone 3Gs, and you had to have one of those smartphone plans because they used too much data natively to justify a cap. Later, when they were trying desperately to get rid of those unlimited plans in favor of tiered data plans, we went over that weird imaginary line and they throttled us down to 0.14 kilobits per second. I couldn't even receive the email. My husband, who has an official kindergarten class of 2020 quarantine shirt, and a half hours on the phone with someone trying to get them to admit they throttled it down to a completely unusable speed. Kindergarten class of 2020 quarantine shirt. Tank top. V-neck. Ladies' tee for men and women. V-neck. Tank top. They kept claiming that it wasn't the speed we were paying for. It was simple to access. As long as our phones were official kindergarten class of 2020 quarantine shirt. Yes, that was the major legislative disappointment we went through a couple of years ago. They chose to stop charging you by guaranteed speed, and instead based it on a set volume. It was a huge thing. Official kindergarten class of 2020 quarantine sweatshirt. Hoodie, sweatshirt. Spectrum usually won't honor what they've said that is listed here. They're using various excuses to avoid actually providing any free service, such as bills registered to the address from prior tenants, and lack of evidence that an official kindergarten class of 2020 quarantine shirt. They will also still shut people off, despite saying otherwise. When trying to prevent shut off, they say that it only applies to people who don't fall behind on their bills, which is how they normally function. People, other products.